Hey guys, it's Mike here, and welcome to another video I'm bringing you today on Dragon Ball Super, which I'm going to be talking about something that just happened recently in the series and the most recent manga chapter, and that is the reintroduction of the normal Super Saiyan form in Dragon Ball Super. Now, as we saw in the next episode preview of the most recent episode of Dragon Ball Super and the most recent manga chapter of Super, Goku turns into a Super Saiyan again. Whereas in the previous arc, Goku transformed against Frieza into a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or a Super Saiyan Blue, which is the blue-haired godly transformation. In this case, it seems like Goku is actually transforming against his opponent into a normal Super Saiyan. And this brings up a lot of different questions in the series now, considering the fact that Goku has not done this since Resurrection F. And as a result, this is bringing up a lot of new questions regarding the Super Saiyan form, the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form, and even the Red Super Saiyan God form. But before I go further into this discussion, I'm going to be talking about spoilers from the most recent manga chapter of Dragon Ball Super. So if you don't want to hear those, just let me know your own thoughts on this newest transformation down below. Who do you think it's stronger than? Do you think it's weaker than the other two forms we've seen thus far? Do you think Goku can still transform into his other forms? Let me know your own thoughts down below. Now with that out of the way, let's get more in depth into this discussion. Now, as we saw in the Dragon Ball Super manga, Goku is turning into a normal Super Saiyan against Frost, the alternate version or counterpart of Frieza from the Frieza clan from the other universe of Universe 6. Basically, as we saw in that fight, Goku is dominating Frost in his first and most constrained form, so Frost decided to turn into his third form, which is the xenomorph-looking form that Frieza had on Namek. After this happened, Frost was dominating Goku's base form, so Goku decided to unleash his other hidden transformation, as he told him. But rather than turning into the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, Goku turned into a normal Super Saiyan. And this prompted Frost to transform into his final form as Goku is coming towards him. Now, this is very strange that Goku transformed into a normal Super Saiyan because the fact that at this point we were under the impression that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue was the normal Super Saiyan transformation. And that has to do with the nature of Goku's newest power, and that is the God Ki, which is in his base and in his Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation. Basically, as we know, when Goku is fighting Beerus, Goku turned into a normal Super Saiyan when he was fighting him. However, he retained the God Ki in his body, which is why he was still able to fight Beerus after his red form wore off. And has been essentially demonstrated in the Super Series proper, Goku still has God Ki in his base form, and thus is a god in his base. So naturally, when we saw Goku turn into the Super Saiyan Blue, it made sense that Goku would have a new transformation, however it was normal Super Saiyan. And basically, Goku is bringing out all of his Super Saiyan God potential in that Super Saiyan Blue form, harnessing all of the God Ki and regular Ki of his body in that form to be even stronger than the red form was against Beerus, as they say in Dragon Ball Super. And of course, at this point in time, we assume that considering that it seemed like it was just normal Super Saiyan with it being blue because of the God Ki, that it was probably 50 times Goku's base form, as a normal Super Saiyan multiplier is 50 times Goku's base form. However, with the reintroduction of the Super Saiyan form in its normal state, this brings up a lot of different questions, and it makes us question exactly what the multiplier for Super Saiyan God Blue is, and even what the multiplier for the current Super Saiyan transformation is, and if Goku can even use the other forms at this point. According to Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, he stated that Goku and Vegeta and the other Saiyans are no longer going to use Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3. And the reason for this is because they're simply more powerful grades of the normal Super Saiyan transformation, and Goku and Vegeta were working on bringing out all of their power in their normal form, the base form, and the Super Saiyan form. But if Goku and Vegeta are still capable of turning into Super Saiyan 2s and possibly Super Saiyan 3s, then this raises the question of what is the multiplier for the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation. Considering that the Super Saiyan is 50 times, the Super Saiyan 2 is 100 times, and the Super Saiyan 3 is 400 times the base form, this makes us wonder if the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is a higher multiplier than any of those, as it would only make sense for it to have to be. But at the same time, we have to wonder if perhaps the God Ki is being kind of positioned offwards, and Goku is basically only multiplying the power of his normal Ki with the transformation of Super Saiyan. In which case, we have to wonder how much normal Ki does Goku even have in his body at this point. Obviously, if the power of the God Ki has made him strong enough to where he can fight a supremely stronger Frieza in his normal form, form and actually dominate him in his base form, and in his base seemingly stronger than Ultimate Gohan and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks could have been, it obviously leads us to believe that the God Ki has a massively overwhelming percentage of his overall power in that base form. So to what degree is Goku actually multiplying his power if this is the case? If after all, if Goku's normal ki is say 2% of his overall power in his base and the God Ki is 98% of that, then this would mean that Goku would effectively be doubling his power as the Super Saiyan form, as he wouldn't be touching the God Ki, but he would be increasing his normal ki by 50 times, which is obviously the Super Saiyan multiplier. But what about Super Saiyan Blue? What does that multiply both of them by? What does that multiply the actual 100% by? Is it a very small percentage? Or is it 50 times the full power of Goku? Or is it even higher than Super Saiyan 3, say 500 times, or 10 times the normal Super Saiyan form, which would be something along the lines of a Golden Uzaru, or maybe even Super Saiyan 4? Obviously, if that were the case, then Goku would have to be stronger than even Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball GT, although we don't want to bring up that kind of issue because that's going to lead and snowball into a lot of even bigger debates. But this has already kind of opened up the can of worms. However, yet another issue arises, and that is if Goku could turn into his normal Super Saiyan forms or the Super Saiyan Blue form, why can't he transform into the Red form? After all, what's stopping Goku from turning into that red form once again? This was also never explained. Is the red form only attainable whenever you use the ritual, so you have to continue to use the ritual over and over to do that red form? Or are they supposedly just as strong as the red form in their base form? And Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan barely even multiplies them by any percentages at all. And furthermore, if that's the case, and if Goku has all the power of that red form in his base, then why didn't Goku heal from the wound from the laser gun that he got from Frieza's henchman like he healed from when Beerus shoved his hand through his chest when he was in the red form? Is it possible that in the red form he actually had more pure God Ki and all of his regular energy was just completely channeled into red God Ki, and thus the blue form is sort of an inferior but still more powerful because they're a training form, and basically it's not truly as pure as a Super Saiyan God can get in that form? And obviously this also raises the question of what was the multiplier for the red Super Saiyan God form. After all, using common sense, it would only make sense that the red form would have a significantly higher multiplier than any of the other forms we've seen in the series, including the Super Saiyan Blue form. And that's obviously because the Super Saiyan God Red form took him from a Super Saiyan 3 level all the way up to a Super Saiyan God level, whereas the Super Saiyan Blue seems to take him from a much closer to that level up to the form where he's only a little bit stronger than Super Saiyan Red. And he must only be a little bit above the red form because of the fact that he still isn't stronger than Beerus. Unless of course Beerus and Champa are just completely lying about their power. And if Goku and Vegeta can turn into the Super Saiyan Blue form, can they transform into further transformations at this state if they're just gonna say that they could transform into anything? Or is Toriyama through this effectively saying that the ultimate and final transformation that ultimately uses all of their power and will use all of their power in the future is the blue form? Effectively, this has raised so many different questions in the series that makes us kind of scratch our heads and wonder exactly what it's going to be. And I kind of have a suspected feeling, creeping inside of me that they're not even going to explain it, just like they didn't with the Super Saiyan Red, the normal Super Saiyan, or the Super Saiyan Blue form. After all, we still really don't even know the difference between the red and the blue form, other than one is basically Goku turning into a Super Saiyan from his base, and the other one is basically just one that he seems to get through a ritual. But then we never even saw that transformation again, which I still feel was a missed opportunity, and we could have seen Vegeta attain it, we could have seen them training as it, and then eventually master it and become blue, but we still don't even know if that's the case here. And ultimately, we also have to question the kind of relevancy in this tournament as to why Goku would be using that form. After all, if the entire purpose of Goku using the normal yellow form is to conserve energy, it doesn't really make any sense because the fact that when they're in the blue form, it seems like they're holding in all of their ki and making it so it doesn't leak out, which effectively activates the blue form in the first place. But just using common sense and logic, it makes a lot more sense that the blue form would be the perfect form to conserve energy in, because you're not letting your energy leak out unless you're attacking someone. And if the multiplier for normal Super Saiyan is significantly lesser than the multiplier for his Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation, it only makes sense that the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue would be able to seemingly one-shot Frost and pretty much anyone else at the tournament. So the overall logic of this scenario and this scene just doesn't make any sense from what we know so far. Obviously, they could definitely explain this in the future, and they really need to, because at this point in time, it doesn't make any sense as to what's going on in the series, and essentially it only feels like Toei was probably telling Toriyama to do this so that they could sell more toys with Goku as a normal Super Saiyan in that new outfit. But hopefully someone wrote down an explanation somewhere so we could actually figure this out and actually, put this puzzle piece together so that we could actually figure out exactly what is going on here, what the ranking and positioning of these different forms in, what percentages Goku is using, and so on and so forth. Because at this point, none of this really seems to make any sense. Anyway, you've heard my thoughts. Let me hear your thoughts down below in the comments section. Do you agree with my points or do you disagree? Do you kind of, question what the point of this normal Super Saiyan form is? What's your theories? You heard mine. Let me hear your theories down below in the comments section. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share this video with your friends so we can make more videos like this in the future, and subscribe. And as I always say, stick around because there's a lot more to come in the future.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Red, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Green, Super Saiyan Purple. What about Super Saiyan Biceps? Fuck you, I'll pick them all with my fingers. My muscular fingers. Then I'll hit up your mother. No.